Okay, Amanda Serrano versus Erika Cruz at MSG for all of the belts in the featherweight division, and a relatively interesting fight. Obviously, Amanda Serrano being the bigger name and is the favorite in this one, and Serrano recently she's had a obviously she had the loss to Katie Taylor, which was a very close one, but then beating Sarah Mahfood in the fight after that. So didn't look like that loss really affected her that badly. She looked quite good in that fight. So a very, very a fighter who's definitely, I think, on the rise. 34 now, Serrano. So she's pretty much in the prime of her career, and I could still, the way she fights, she could keep going for another few years quite comfortably. I think she's somebody who she's got like this sort of hype behind her with the whole Jake Paul thing back in her, which I don't really mind, to be honest. Jake Paul's a big name, and if you can get a name out there, I'd say do it. And then when you have her opponent in this one, Erika Cruz, who is somebody who record's pretty decent, 15 fights, 3 KOs, 1 loss, and her last fight beating Yelena Mrdenovic, a fight I actually watched, and she did, it was not just that one, she also fought twice as well, and quite a brutal fight, to be honest. Both women really went back and forth. Obviously, she won the unanimous decision in that one, and yeah, like I said, I think it's an interesting fight. This one, obviously, with a lot of the female fighters coming up, a lot of them I've noticed recently do seem to have that sort of dog in them where they really, really just almost more so than some almost world champions in a way. You look at Amanda Serrano in that fight with Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor hung in there with Amanda Serrano. Serrano was giving her all kinds of hell. And with Hernandez in this one, she, like I said, had a real war with Yelena, and eventually she beat her, but again, it wasn't easy, and it was a very, very bloody fight. And it's one thing you see, I think both of these are dogs. They won't give up. They're the two fighters who I feel like I don't see any of them mentally just freezing in there. I feel like they both will go for it. I think they are both obviously two of the best, if not possibly the two best in the division. Obviously, in terms of the belts, Erika holds the WBA, and Serrano holds the WBC, IBF, and WBO, as well as the Ring Magazine belt. And yeah, very interesting fight though, and part of a very, very fun card with MSG with Baumgardner fighting Michaelid. Now, going on to what I feel they should do. So starting off with Erika Cruz, she's very, very wild once she gets in exchanges at Erika Cruz. So my first thing that I feel she should do is push Serrano back. Serrano is very, very long. The way she fights, there is a there's some fighters, they have that thing where they look quite simplistic, but there's just a way that they fight where it's just horrible to try and really get inside them. And I think her best chance, like I said, she's very wild. I think that she isn't going to outbox Serrano, I don't think. So what I feel the key for her in this fight will be, it will be for me to push her back, make her feel very, very uncomfortable. If you look at the tail of the tape, Serrano has a 3-inch reach advantage over her, and surprisingly, actually, Cruz is taller by 2 centimeters apparently, which surprises me because Serrano looks very, very tall. But it's a 3-inch reach advantage, so I feel like with Serrano, you don't really want to fight at her range. You want to kind of push her back against the ropes, and I think, like I said, being aggressive, forcing her to take a back step, I think would be the key here. And then also getting the fight on the inside, which is my second point. I think, like I said, she's very wild in there, Hernandez, but there's a certain amount of power that she does have. I don't think it's crazy power that will put you down, but it's definitely there enough. She fights very square on, and because of that, she likes to sort of just wing shots here and there. So I feel like that would be, to me, the one thing I would say. I think if you keep the fight on the inside, Serrano's got very good shots to the body, but I feel like still you should be able to, you could catch her with something. And I think, don't get me wrong, I think Hernandez has power. I don't know if she's got the power to knock Serrano out, but I do think as we've seen with many fights, if you catch someone at the right shot at the right time, you can put them away, and I think that could see that. So that's that one. And then the third point is staying composed in there. Like I said, she's very wild in there, Cruz. So I think if you want to have success in this one, you need to be composed. You can't be wild, reckless. You got to be calm in there, stick to the game plan. Like I said, push her back, find it inside, be composed. And I think these are the three things that I feel like that she'll need to get over Serrano, because Serrano will be the favourite. If you go to scorecards, I back Serrano to get the decision. So I think you really have to like be the one who's taking the fight to her, and if that happens, I think I could see her winning. This fight's a lot closer, I feel, than the Baumgardner and Michaela one. I think in this one, Cruz has a chance, but I just think Serrano's, obviously not because of her name and because of who she is and her resume, she's the favourite. But either or, going to Amanda Serrano then. First one going to the body is the one I always tend to point out when I do these sort of previews, but this one I think it makes more sense, because I do think that the way that Serrano fights, it's extremely like I said, it's straight on a little bit, but it's one of those where she's very athletic in there, and not athletic. She isn't specifically explosive, but I do think that in the pocket she can handle a lot of big shots, and I think you see Serrano have a lot of success when she wears her opponents down. And I think with Kate Taylor, she did it, wasn't able to get the decision, but you know that fight was very close going into the final rounds. And you've seen with a lot of the opponents that she fights, she has a very I ain't gonna say Marvin Ankle, but a way of just walking her opponents down essentially, and she's got the ability to really make it a horrible fight for anybody. And look at her resume: 43 fights, 43 wins, 45 fights in general, 30 KOs. So it shows she has the ability. So I think if she goes to the body, can wear her down. And like I said, because she has a reach advantage and because she's quite wild, Hernandez, I think it'd be smart for Serrano just to constantly pepper the jab and keep her at her range. And I don't mean just throw it here and there. I mean constantly throw it. Every 2 to 3 shots you're landing it, because I think, mistake, Serrano's got 46 actually. I just seen that she has a draw on her record. But either way, I think with Serrano, she has the ability to outbox Cruz, and I think she has the ability to beat her in just a straight fight. But I think your best chance is to fight at her range. If you can, for a straight Hernandez, I think it's one of those where, to me, the way I look at Serrano, she could be, I think, more of a slip box. I think she wants to, but a lot of times she comes and walks her opponent down and really wears on them. And I think with Cruz, I just don't know if she's got the how do I say the I don't know, the wherewithal, the toughness. I don't know what's word, but I just feel like Serrano could easily push her back, and I think if you can pepper her with that jab and keep her on the outside and frustrate her, I think, like I said, you got more of a chance of finding the big shots and just be more successful in this fight. And then the last one I'm going to say is be the aggressor, be the one going forward. Cruz likes to be very aggressive, and she's very wild in there, and because she's very wild, it can look like to the judges and to the fans, even when she's being wild, that she's having success, even though she may be missing a lot. So eliminate that doubt, be the aggressor, be the one pushing her back, and you do all this, and I think you've got I think Serrano's a very skilled fighter, and I think she has a very good chance of doing all this. I do think that with Cruz, she's very wild, and I think she'd have to pull off her career best, I think, to beat Serrano here, but she's still very good. Stands very square on as well, Cruz, which makes me think that Serrano could easily just pepper the body if she wanted to and really rip it. But either way, that's what I feel both women should do now. In terms of my prediction, like I said, I think it's a closer fight than the Baumgardner one, but I do think that Serrano will get this one done via unanimous decision. If Cruz she's very wild, she takes awkward steps, Serrano could catch her and put her down, but I don't know if she'll put her out, to be honest. She's very good, Serrano. I just don't know. I can't really see it. I feel like she'll be up over the 12 rounds. I think Cruz will have her moments, but yeah, I just think Serrano will have too much for it in the end. Though, an exciting card, though. Two very good, fantastic main event and a co-main event. And yeah, Amanda Serrano and Erika Cruz Hernandez, an exciting fight at MSG. And yeah, until next time.